Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I've been messing around with the coils, and I've mirrored the previous schematic that I made underneath. And it's a bit complicated really, but what I've done is I've connected the resonator, the first resonator, monofilar resonators are connected on either side of the driver. The bottom set of coils are reversed from the top, so it is backwards. They are reversed, upside down. I connected both of the outsides of the coils of the top of the last pickup coils, and I'm taking the power from the inside wires. That's my input bulb coming straight through the power supply. That's the output bulb coming through the power supply and the 2N3055. I've got a beefier potentiometer, which I'm using to adjust the brightness of the bulb. Going a bit blind from staring at this thing. I've been trying to load up more bulbs onto it, so even if I just take another bulb and try and put it in parallel with this one, it'll knock the whole thing out of resonance. If you notice, it goes off completely. Take the bulb away and it won't come back on again. It's not back on again, is it? And I was scratching my head all day. I've been trying transistors. Oh, what have I blown? What have I blown? There's a very fine balance of the resonance inside this setup here, so you have to sort of trick it back into resonance by sort of put the voltage off, turn it back on again. I get nothing. Turn the power on, nothing. Tiny bit when I put up. If I put the power up full, I get tiny little light pumping through. Yeah, so it is getting something if you put it on full. But if you can trick it back into resonating by sort of, there you go, picking it up, pulling out of phase from the bottom set of coils, then placing it back down again, quickly or slowly or however you want to do it. You're basically going to pull out of phase from the bottom set of coils, so it's just running on the top, and then kind of trick it back into itself. I think I have to mess with the potentiometer a little bit so I can get it to phase into itself. Basically trying to get it to jump back into phase. And I know it's bloody, this is like, you know, it's not practical, is it? This is not practical. This is not a practical way of doing things. I'm going to take the resistor, the capacitor off the load as well. This is not a practical way. There we go. And then slowly place it back down again. That was fat. Wow, look how bright that one is. That's without the bottom resonator near it. Opposing resonator. But slowly place it back down again. You've got to like give it time to sort of phase into itself, I suppose. Like resonate with itself. Because there's a capacitance to the coils, isn't there? So they must be balancing themselves out in terms of how big a wave the waveform inside the coils. And if you've messed with it, it just drops off, it's gone. If you mess with it too much, it just drops off and it's gone. That's interesting. So if I remove the bottom, if I remove it completely from the bottom one, let me just find the wire for that one. Okay, I'm going to undo this, the bottom bifilar resonator. I'm going to remove that one completely. Remove the bottom bifilar resonator. Still got the centre tap somewhere, haven't I? The centre tap at the bottom one. I removed the bottom resonator. I still have the top resonator on, and I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it makes a difference. You push them down more tightly packed. I'm going blind. I am going blind staring at this thing. But it makes it very difficult to measure anything, because if I'm trying to measure the amperage or the voltage, it's altering the resonance of the system, and so finding it very difficult to do anything with it. Basically, put it up to full power and then mess with the potentiometer as well. I think I can give you a voltage reading. I'll do a voltage reading of the input and a voltage reading of the output. I know it's not important, like, because you want to know I want to know the power, don't I? What's the power? I want to know the power. But when I put the meters in series with the so this is the voltage across that bulb there, 19 volts. Okay, 19 volts, and the input is currently running at 7 volts. Okay? 7 volts input. I was doing it earlier and it was pulling about 200 milliamps, this side of the circuit, but like I say, I haven't figured out a way of loading up this side to be able to see what it will do. It just does what it wants, basically. It's resonating at whatever kind of power it wants to, and there we go. So somewhere around there is optimal. I'll just try and put another bulb on, see if it was that bottom resonator knocking it out, see if I can do this or not, or if it just knocks the whole system out again. Now you just get two dimly lit bulbs, very dimly lit bulbs. Two very dimly lit bulbs, but let me see if I can put them both in there, and then it jumps back onto it. Two very dimly lit bulbs, and then see if I can trick it back into. So that's just one. Oh, there, I almost had it then. Pathetic, eh? Pathetic. Stuff going down that side, down that side. Okay, they're both in. Now let me see if I can trick it into resonating the output of two bulbs. Let's see. I'll mess around with the potentiometer a little bit. That's off. Voltage a bit. There we go, getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. I'm not 100% sure whether the bottom, the reflected coils, is actually any benefit to it. But the input is coming from the inside of the top set and the inside of the reflected bottom set, so there is something going on. There we go. Whew, put it down. So now I've got two very brightly lit bulbs. But you see how much of a faff that is. That is not something that is very practical. So I wonder if there's some more to do with the capacitors where you can sort of cushion it so it doesn't act so blooming temperamental when you touch it or move it out of phase or anything. Is it going to work for me? Good. OCD a little bit. Weird as hell. But anyway, that's where I'm up to today. I was trying to cap dump it, but again, to do the cap dumping, I'm using a Zener. I was practicing with a Zener diode, and a SCR, but I can't get the amperage to push it hard enough. But I need to load it with more to be able to get a good measure of true amperage and compare input and output. But this is where I am so far today. Tomorrow's another day, but I'm alright with it today. I might try some other configurations of coils. If you have any questions, just let me know and I will try and clarify how this is set up better. Have a good day.